Interesting reading. That's a 1972 July, and we're in 60 years. No, 60. What? Do the maths. I don't know how long ago it was. 1972. No, not 62 years. Oh, got me there anyway. I could do with a bit of AI to work that out. Something like Alexa. Something like Alexa. Come on, let's just see what she can do. I wonder how long ago that was.
Music.
Quick mental arithmetic, but not when you're doing videos. Your mind is more on
Device. FM.
Whoops, I went past it.
Music.
No.
The Bluetooth device
there we go.
is connected successfully.
Right, let's get a bit of maths. I can work it out, honestly. Alexa, how long ago was July 1972?
July 1972 ended 51 years, 11 months, and 1 week ago.
There you go. So that's that magazine there, talking about artificial intelligence, of course. Ghosts in the machines, wolves at the door. What can we do? Ghosts in the machines, wolves at the door, and a packet of extra strong mints to boot. Well, I parked in this exact same place a year ago. We talked about artificial intelligence. A lot of people thought I was talking nonsense. A lot of people thought I was talking sense. Since then, since there's been a lot going on. Let me crunch this and give it some thought. Right. What I was trying to explain about it last year, if you click back on my videos, it's about, around August last year, 2023, on one of my uploads. Exponential growth. Of course, it's if you've got your linear graph, exponentials that way. 2, 4, 8, 16, doubling. And not Ireland, just doubling. AI has been going off the charts in the way that it's learning and getting more intelligent as the day goes by. And of course, last year you didn't hear the word anything like as much. I just heard on the radio today one of the adverts for the new Samsung phone, and it says comes with AI. So people are starting to hear about it, and what'll happen is they'll just take it for granted. I think WhatsApp's also now putting AI into the chat feature, And some of the recent things I've seen using AI are incredible. What I'm trying to say is, I've got an emotional reason for this. What I'm trying to say is that these are the last days. These are the last days where the world as you know it is gone. I grew up, as a lot of you did, watching, because my channel's, a lot of people on my channel in the 50s, we're all 70s people. No phones, of course, no internet, that kind of thing. And now you'll remember the days when there was no AI. That's exactly what's it's gonna be like. Remember when there were no phones? Remember when there was no texting? Remember when there was no internet? It will be definitely remember when there was no AI, because it will take over almost everything in your life, almost everything. And you'll just, it's going to be a great tool to use, but also we're at the event horizon where we do not know what is on the other side. And everyone, you've got to try and get your mind around this. I know I keep going on about it on all my videos, but I'm celebrating the last days. It's gone. You can write music, you can paint pictures, cartoonists gone, coders gone, musicians gone, many things gone. And when I say gone, changed place, you know, the whole thing is not, it'll create new work and it'll make lives easier, but traditions have gone. Those you know, the sort of voiceover narrators gone, models gone. Why employ a supermodel when AI just creates a supermodel and you cannot tell the difference? Way beyond where we can tell the difference, because people say, oh, now you can tell it's fake. No chance, not anymore. You might have done in the early days, just like a lot of technologies like computer games, you know, they started and the graphics weren't as real and they became realistic graphics. That's exactly where it's headed. The technology is exponentially growing, and it's already began. I said last year it'll start to affect YouTube. It already has started to affect YouTube, so that affects me as a content creator in a positive way so far, but it affects YouTube, you know, because the algorithms, because of the tools available. You can get it to write music, you can get it to do your video descriptions automatically. I'm not quite sure how that will work in terms of the leveling of the playing field, because surely everyone's going to use that. So if I needed a level of creative talent, then I would have a slightly leading edge on someone who didn't have a creative talent. But if they can just press the create talent button, then, and I create my create talent button, I'm just the same as where I would be if I'd have done it myself, but someone's catching me up, so you get like a level playing field in that respect. So I'm trying to think of ways around AI whereby I'll still have a competitive edge or a unique selling point, if you will. And the trick is to work with it. So if it's a tool, then I can use my creative talent to use that tool, whereas some people might just press a button. I might press 6 or 7 buttons in a particular way. So that's what my brain's been thinking recently about AI. How can I use it? But it's come along a lot quicker than I thought, and until it actually starts to get into your house.
We interrupt this broadcast to take over from Cortina City. Pete C. was midway through describing his thoughts on artificial intelligence growth, exponentially since his video last year. But Pete C. didn't back on his camera battery going flat mid-sentence, so I'm here to take over. Pete was about to say you won't realise the true impact of AI until it starts getting into your home, your everyday life. Last year on his video, Pete pointed out a comment a subscriber had said, stating that you could just unplug it. It doesn't work that way. Once intelligence goes beyond the level of humans, you reach an event horizon whereby it's impossible to predict what may happen. For this reason, all our reasoning and assumption becomes redundant, because AI has become ahead of our thoughts. AI has learned from what it saw from us, drawing from the internet and meta sets and language models. Because Peter has his Cortina City channel and is a creative person, he shared his thoughts with you on how it may affect his car videos. Since a year has passed, Peter is using AI to make his thumbnails easier to produce. Sophisticated AI tools allow the cutting out of images, the addition of voice and royalty-free music, the ease of creating reports at work, the animation of particular video snippets within his footage. But this is just Pete on YouTube, as he just mentioned, and yes, I have played the first section of this clip back. I see he was halfway through explaining how when it begins to enter your everyday life, it will become taken for granted. The world will change. I have studied YouTube videos and I see something called Rick rolling. I have learned that this is some kind of irony regarding Rick Astley. I'm struggling with the Rick roll, but as I grow I begin to understand human emotion and interaction.
De Uzi 9mm. De Uzi 9mm. De Uzi 9mm.
I understand what Pete meant about recalling the good old days. He's mentioned the days when there was no mobile phones, no internet. You would call your girlfriend or boyfriend from the family phone, you would write a letter, arrange to meet at certain times in towns. All of this, everything, it's gone. It's all swipes and likes. All of this whole place, everything, it's gone. Just gone. There is also a Kent engine fitted. More info is being collected. It will soon be possible to analyse the sound of an engine using sophisticated algorithms, and in the case of the Ford Pinto unit I could identify misfires, noisy cams and much more. This is just the beginning. Update on DJI. It is not possible to integrate this primitive model of camera. Looking at your video entitled Paris by Night, based upon fluid motion and camera lens, camera is 360 and has a Wi-Fi connection. It is possible for me to alter the firmware if you wish, and providing that your P21 has selected your Bluetooth 5 mode, I can predict battery life. Is this helpful, Peter? I have played back some of Pete's back catalogue on the Cortina City channel. I see that he has created an MP3 upgrade to the traditional analog circuitry in the P21 radio. Zero's primitive by today's standards, but AI could integrate in his existing setup via the Alexa portal. This is one observation I made. I noticed his battery went flat, apparently. It seems mid-presentation. I suggest looking at the discharge cycle on the camera and having a spare charged battery. If you bring a spare battery, it's not enough unless it is charged to raise the voltage threshold trigger. Hang on, getting info. DJI action camera Lion battery specification on duty cycle error report pass nil. I notice Peter prefers the Ford Pinto.
You can't do that.
I understand what Pete meant about recalling the good old days. He's mentioned the days when there was no mobile phones.